The internet is buzzing, and this time, the sparks are flying hotter than ever. Hughley has gone off on Nicki Minaj, and the reason? Her recent comments tied to MAGA. This isn't just another celebrity spat. This is a clash of opinions that has fans, critics, and social media exploding in real time. For years, Nicki Minaj has been a bold voice in hip-hop and pop culture, never afraid to speak her mind. But even someone as outspoken as her has now triggered a reaction that many didn't see coming. Hughley, comedian and commentator, isn't holding back. He's calling out Minaj directly, questioning her stance, and exposing the drama behind the headlines. Fans are divided. Some are defending Nicki's right to speak freely, while others agree with Hughley's critique, claiming that her comments have consequences that go beyond the music industry. Memes, tweets, and viral clips are flooding social platforms, making it one of the fastest trending stories of the day. Every word, every reaction, and every post is being dissected, debated, and shared by millions. What makes this moment so shocking is not just the disagreement, it's the intensity. When a figure like Hughley publicly challenges a megastar like Nicki Minaj, the stakes are high. Careers, reputations, and fan loyalties hang in the balance. And as the controversy grows, one thing becomes clear: this isn't just gossip. This is a cultural moment that exposes tension, influence, and the power of celebrity voices in today's hyper-connected world. The question everyone's asking now: will Nicki respond, or has DL just sparked a firestorm too big to ignore? The question everyone's asking now: will Nicki respond, or has DL just sparked a firestorm too big to ignore? For decades, Nicki Minaj has been a force in music, a trailblazer who shaped an era with her bold personality, sharp lyrics, and fearless opinions. But this moment with Hughley is different. It isn't just about a statement or a political opinion. It's about accountability, influence, and how words resonate in a world hyper-attuned to celebrity actions. Hughley, known for his unfiltered commentary and social awareness, sees something in Minaj's MAGA comments that can't be ignored. And his response isn't just criticism, it's a spotlight on consequences. According to insiders, the controversy began quietly. Fans noticed subtle comments and posts that hinted at differing opinions. But when Hughley addressed it publicly, everything escalated. Clips of his statements circulated on social media, sparking thousands of reactions within minutes. Memes, screenshots, and comment threads exploded as fans rushed to defend or challenge both sides. What seemed like a minor disagreement quickly became a cultural debate, highlighting tensions between celebrity influence, political discourse, and public perception. Hughley's critique goes deeper than surface-level disagreements. He points out that public figures, especially someone with Nicki's reach, carry responsibility. Every statement can ripple across millions of followers, shaping opinions, inciting reactions, and even fueling conflicts beyond the entertainment world. Social media amplifies these effects exponentially. A single comment or post can become headline news, dissected across platforms, memes, blogs, and YouTube videos. In this context, Hughley's reaction isn't just personal, it's a commentary on influence itself. Fans are split. Loyal Nicki supporters argue she has the right to express her opinion freely. They insist that her voice represents empowerment, independence, and authenticity, qualities she has championed throughout her career. Others, however, side with Hughley, claiming that celebrities of her stature cannot separate their words from the impact they have. In this digital age, influence is measured not just in streams or album sales, but in social responsibility. Words matter. Actions resonate. Consequences follow. The tension escalates further because both figures command enormous platforms. Minaj, with her global reach and cultural sway, can drive conversations, shape narratives, and influence fan behavior. Hughley, with decades of commentary and a respected voice, can challenge public opinion, question motives, and force accountability. When two influential figures collide in this way, it becomes more than just a disagreement. It becomes a moment that forces society to reflect on the relationship between fame, opinion, and responsibility. Inside the fan communities, debates rage. Social media feeds are filled with analysis, screenshots, and dissected statements. Some fans attempt to mediate, others amplify, and some escalate tensions intentionally. Every post, tweet, and story fuels the narrative further. Observers note that moments like this are rarely about one comment, they are about the cultural weight behind it. Hughley's words carry history, perspective, and moral judgment. Minaj's comments carry charisma, influence, and a massive following. The intersection is explosive. Industry insiders also weigh in. PR teams, managers, and collaborators recognize the stakes. Celebrity statements today aren't just entertainment. They influence brand partnerships, sponsorships, and collaborations. A public dispute like this can ripple through projects, events, and media appearances. While the audience debates online, those behind the scenes calculate potential fallout. The controversy isn't just a headline, it's a variable that affects strategy, perception, and even career trajectories. Despite the tension, the human element remains central. Both Nicki and Hughley are aware of their influence, their legacy, and their platforms. For Nicki, responding or choosing not to carries weight. Every statement is analyzed, every pause interpreted, every social media post scrutinized. For Hughley, calling out a megastar is bold, but it's rooted in a principle that with influence comes responsibility. And in this case, he is unapologetically direct. The drama is compounded by timing. In today's world, public figures are rarely allowed a private moment to process or clarify. Social media accelerates reactions, amplifying minor details into viral narratives. A single clip, a short video, or a brief comment can generate millions of impressions within hours. In this environment, silence is also a statement, and choosing to respond or remain quiet can have strategic significance. As the controversy unfolds, the cultural implications become clearer. It isn't just about one celebrity calling out another, it's about how society negotiates influence, politics, and responsibility in a hyper-connected age. Fans and critics alike are forced to confront difficult questions. How much should we hold public figures accountable for their opinions? Where does freedom of expression intersect with responsibility? And how do we interpret statements when they have global reach and immediate impact? For Nicki Minaj, this moment could define her public persona in ways that extend beyond music. For DL Hughley, it reinforces his reputation as a commentator unafraid to challenge powerful figures. For fans, it's a case study in how influence, accountability, and public perception intersect. And for the broader culture, it's a reminder that words, especially from those in the spotlight, carry power. Ultimately, this is more than just a spat. It's a reflection of the modern era, where celebrity influence, social media amplification, and political discourse collide. It's a reminder that visibility comes with responsibility and that even iconic figures are subject to public scrutiny. And as the drama continues to unfold, one thing is certain: everyone watching is witnessing a cultural moment that will be analyzed, debated, and remembered for months to come. The question remains, how will Nicki respond? Will she engage, clarify, or let the storm pass? And what will be the long-term impact on her legacy, her influence, and the conversation she's now at the center of? The answers aren't yet clear, but one thing is undeniable. DL Hughley's words have ignited a firestorm that refuses to be ignored. DL Hughley's words didn't just spark debate, they ignited a storm. Once his statements hit the airwaves and social media, every corner of the internet seemed to erupt. Fans dissected every word, journalists analyzed every tone, and even casual observers couldn't help but weigh in. What started as a critique had become a cultural moment, a conversation about influence, responsibility, and the power dynamics between celebrities and their audiences. Hughley's critique goes beyond the obvious. He's not just disagreeing with Nicki Minaj, he's calling attention to a larger truth about accountability in the age of social media. In a world where every comment can be recorded, replayed, and dissected millions of times within hours, the stakes are higher than ever. Words that once might have stayed private now have the potential to reach millions instantly. And with that reach comes responsibility, whether or not someone chooses to acknowledge it. Insiders say that Nicki Minaj's camp initially didn't react publicly, hoping the story would cool down. But the internet never sleeps. Memes, tweets, clips, and discussion threads multiplied, forcing attention back onto her every move. In this hyper-connected environment, silence itself becomes a message, interpreted in multiple ways, depending on who is watching. Every fan, critic, and casual viewer tries to read between the lines, and every pause is analyzed as if it were a statement. The tension between freedom of speech and accountability became a central theme in the discourse. Supporters of Nicki argued that she has the right to express her opinions freely without being publicly shamed. Critics, rallying behind Hughley's critique, argued that influence carries weight, and public figures cannot ignore the repercussions of their words. What makes this especially compelling is the clash of credibility and cultural capital. Nicki Minaj's voice has global reach, while Hughley's perspective comes from decades of social commentary and societal observation. Their collision represents a rare moment where culture, celebrity, and politics intersect visibly. Every major news outlet covered the story, amplifying it further. Clips of Hughley addressing Minaj circulated on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, garnering millions of views in hours. Twitter became a battlefield of perspectives, each post fueling further discussion. Influencers, commentators, and other celebrities joined the debate, offering opinions, analyses, and memes, each trying to claim their stake in the conversation. Social media, more than ever, served as the accelerant that turned a critique into a global spectacle. The stakes were high for both figures. For Nicki Minaj, responding or choosing not to would shape public perception of her brand, persona, and influence. For DL Hughley, speaking out against a megastar is bold, but rooted in principle, that public figures with massive influence cannot be divorced from the consequences of their statements. In this age, silence is a strategy, but engagement can redefine narratives. Every move is calculated, every statement carries amplified weight, and every interaction is analyzed. Hughley's message resonated with many who've long criticized the celebrity culture that separates fame from accountability. He reminded the public that influence is power and power has consequences. Nicki's words, amplified by millions of followers, have social, cultural, and sometimes political impact. His critique didn't just question her opinion, it called attention to how actions, statements, and choices reverberate far beyond music or entertainment. Fans of both sides reacted passionately. Some defended Nicki vehemently, asserting her independence and unapologetic nature as a symbol of empowerment. Others sided with Hughley, arguing that the platform she wields demands a higher standard of responsibility. The argument wasn't just about one opinion, it became a larger discussion about the ethics of influence, the boundaries of free speech, and the responsibility of public figures in shaping discourse. Industry insiders took note as well. Brand partnerships, event appearances, and collaborative opportunities all factor in when controversy erupts. While fans debate online, professionals calculate the long-term implications of public perception. Celebrities must balance authenticity with strategy, navigating a world where one misstep can affect not only reputation, but also business opportunities. Hughley's public critique forced an evaluation of risk, strategy, and influence, shining a light on the delicate balance required to maintain relevance in a hyper-connected era. Yet, despite the tension, the story is not just about public image, it's about human behavior. Both Nicki Minaj and DL Hughley are navigating platforms, opinions, and consequences in ways that reveal the pressures of influence. For Nicki, every move, every post, every public appearance is scrutinized for hidden meanings or intentions. For Hughley, being outspoken against a high-profile figure demands courage and clarity, but also awareness of potential backlash. The collision of these forces makes this situation explosive. The conversation extends beyond the two figures. Fans, commentators, and casual viewers alike are forced to question their own interpretations of accountability, influence, and expression. The debate is not purely entertainment, It's a reflection of society's evolving understanding of power in the age of social media, where words can be amplified beyond expectation, and where influence carries consequences that extend far beyond personal opinion. Hughley's critique also illustrates the generational gap in perception. Older voices, familiar with accountability and responsibility in public discourse, interpret Nicki's comments differently from younger audiences, who may focus more on personal expression, autonomy, and empowerment. This generational tension adds another layer to the debate, making it more than a simple disagreement. It becomes a cultural conversation about influence, ethics, and responsibility. As the controversy continues to unfold, the question remains, how will Nicki Minaj respond? Will she engage directly, clarify her position, or maintain silence? Every option carries risk. Every choice will be dissected, debated, and analyzed. In a world where social media is instantaneous and where public perception is fluid, even inaction is an action in itself. One thing is certain. Hughley's bold statements have amplified a conversation that goes beyond celebrity drama. They force reflection on accountability, influence, and the power dynamics inherent in fame. The public, fans, and industry observers are all watching, waiting, and speculating. This moment isn't just about words, it's about how influence shapes culture, expectations, and societal discourse in real time. The firestorm is far from over. And as long as fans are talking, commentators are analyzing, and the internet is buzzing, this story continues to evolve, proving that in the digital age, even a single critique can ignite global conversation. The firestorm wasn't fading. If anything, it was intensifying. Hughley's comments had ignited a conversation that refused to be contained, and Nicki Minaj's camp remained deliberate, measured, and calculated. In today's digital era, silence itself is a statement, and every moment of pause is analyzed, dissected, and dissected again by millions. But as the controversy unfolded, one thing became abundantly clear. This wasn't just a celebrity's spat, it was a cultural moment, a reflection of how influence, responsibility, and public perception collide in the modern world. Hughley's critique had resonated far beyond casual viewers. Social commentators, industry insiders, and fans alike weighed in. Some applauded his courage, noting that public figures with global platforms must understand the impact of their words. Others criticized him, arguing that his commentary risked politicizing what many saw as a personal opinion. Either way, the narrative had shifted. The debate was no longer simply about MAGA comments. It was about the ethics of influence, accountability in celebrity culture, and the consequences of unchecked statements in an era where social media magnifies everything. Meanwhile, Nicki Minaj's silence, or carefully considered responses, became a story of its own. Analysts dissected her social media activity, interviews, and public appearances, looking for subtle hints, clarification, or acknowledgement. Every post, tweet, or story was scrutinized for meaning, intent, and timing. In a world where visibility is amplified, inaction is as potent as action. The balance of engagement versus restraint is a delicate one, and Nicki's team understood that the wrong move could escalate tensions further. Hughley's perspective wasn't just reactionary, it was reflective. He spoke not only about Nicki Minaj's comments, but also about a broader truth: the responsibility that comes with influence. When someone with millions of followers speaks publicly, their words carry weight. They shape opinions, provoke reactions, and influence discourse in ways that go beyond entertainment. In this context, Hughley's critique served as both a warning and a lesson. Words matter, influence matters, and accountability cannot be ignored. The reactions across social media were intense. Clips of Hughley's statements went viral, generating debates, memes, and commentary across YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Fans of both sides passionately defended their perspectives, creating a whirlwind of activity that showed no signs of slowing. Industry professionals noted that this kind of controversy could affect brand partnerships, collaborations, and future opportunities. In an era where public perception is currency, every statement carries risk, and every reaction has repercussions. What made this moment particularly compelling was the clash of credibility and cultural weight. Nicki Minaj is a global superstar whose voice carries influence over millions of fans, shaping music, culture, and discourse. Hughley, on the other hand, has long been respected for his commentary, insight, and willingness to speak truth to power. Their intersection highlighted a rare moment where fame, responsibility, and public accountability collided visibly. As the controversy unfolded, several key lessons emerged. First, influence is power, and with power comes responsibility. Second, silence can be strategic, but it also carries interpretation. Third, in today's digital age, every word, action, and omission is amplified exponentially. And fourth, the cultural conversation often goes beyond the individuals involved, touching on broader issues of ethics, accountability, and the societal impact of celebrity. Hughley's approach was measured yet unapologetically direct. He highlighted the importance of understanding consequences, acknowledging that celebrity words reach far beyond personal intention. He reminded viewers that the conversation isn't just about one opinion or one comment. It's about how influence shapes public perception, affects discourse, and molds cultural norms. For Nicki Minaj, the challenge was multifaceted. Every engagement had to be strategic, measured, and intentional. Her legacy, reputation, and fan relationships were all intertwined with how she navigated the controversy. A reaction too hasty could be misinterpreted, while prolonged silence could be seen as avoidance. In this landscape, every choice mattered, and the stakes were higher than ever. Fans continued to dissect the unfolding drama. Discussions, analyses, and breakdowns proliferated online, demonstrating the insatiable appetite for celebrity culture combined with political debate. Memes, video clips, and commentary threads flourished as millions debated the ethics of influence, freedom of speech, and accountability. This moment became a case study in modern celebrity dynamics. When fame intersects with public responsibility, the outcome is unpredictable, intense, and far-reaching. Ultimately, this controversy revealed more than the opinions themselves. It exposed the intricate dynamics of modern fame. It showed how influence operates, how accountability functions, and how public perception can shift in an instant. Hughley's critique, Nicki Minaj's presence, and the reaction of millions of fans and observers created a microcosm of the power, pressure, and responsibility that defines today's cultural landscape. As the dust settled, one thing became undeniable. This wasn't merely a disagreement between two high-profile figures. It was a cultural reckoning, a lesson in accountability, and a demonstration of the sheer impact words can have in a hyper-connected world. For fans, industry insiders, and observers alike, it served as a reminder that influence is a double-edged sword and that even the most powerful voices are not immune to scrutiny. Hughley sparked the conversation. Nicki Minaj, whether she responds or remains silent, will continue to shape the narrative. And the world is watching. In the age of social media, celebrity, and global attention, this story is a testament to the power of words, the weight of influence, and the reality that accountability in the public eye is inescapable. The firestorm may calm, but the lesson remains. Influence without responsibility can ignite, and words once spoken cannot be taken back. The era of unchecked celebrity opinion is over. The conversation has changed, and the stakes have never been higher. If you've been following this story, you already know this isn't just another celebrity drama. Hughley went off on Nicki Minaj over her MAGA comments, and the controversy has fans, critics, and the entire internet talking. But this isn't just gossip. It's a wake-up call about influence, responsibility, and how one statement can ignite a global conversation. Now it's your turn. Don't just scroll past. Drop a comment and let us know your thoughts. Do you side with Nicki Minaj, defending her freedom to speak her mind? Or do you agree with Hughley that influence comes with accountability? Your voice matters, and we want to hear it. Every perspective adds to the conversation. If you value insight, honesty, and fearless commentary over sensationalism, hit that like button. Every click helps push these stories to more people who need to see the truth behind the headlines. And make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, because in a world where celebrity influence can spark firestorms overnight, you won't want to miss the next update. Remember, this isn't just entertainment. It's a reflection of modern culture, influence, and the power of words. DL Hughley gave you the warning, the insight, and the drama. Now it's your move. Comment, engage, and join the conversation. Because when the stakes are this high, silence isn't an option. Like, comment, subscribe, engage, and most importantly, pay attention.